Right.
So that's important in the power biting system because we do a lot of bungee work too with
Right.
puppies. There's not just flirt pole work. There's not just tug work, sack work. Puppy sleeve
Mhm.
work. A lot of the other stuff in the bite work that you do. Teaching them the baton, the gunfire, stuff like that. That comes later.
Right.
But it's very important, for the for the power biting, and then to get back into the tension part of it. But mainly, there's a lot of tension, and then once the dog is like 7 8 months, that he's back from teething, and he's biting really hard again, and he's pushing, and he's thrashing. For reality, thrashing. We promote that because that's good. Because in the street, if the dog bites like this, okay, there's not going to be any damage. There's going to be 4 holes. But when it's you against the person, somebody's coming to do you wrong, it's your wife with that dog, and you got 2 guys that are trying to hurt her and break into your house. You want that dog to handle business. You want that dog to go like this and take the
Yeah.
arm off if you have to.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And it'll come
Right.
off because it's like a hot knife going through butter. You
Right.
know what I mean? The dogs, when they get a live bite, and the guts go flying, and
Yeah.
and they say, "Hey, this is not a sleeve. This is not a suit." Humans are soft.
Yeah.
They're mind girls. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to get them and teach them outing again, because they turn into attack dogs. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. Once you get to the point at 10, 11 months that the dog is pushing and biting hard, then you stop using the tension like in half of your bites, and then the decoy takes over and teaches pushing. Like every time the dog pushes, the decoy takes a step back, and then he thrashes more. He says, "Oh, every time I thrash and I bring the fight to him, he gives up and I hurt him." So then that
Yeah.
promotes pushing on his own, and then the decoy instead of the line is the one that takes over on promoting pushing and promoting power and intensity from the dog
Right.
into the suspect. And then you balance it out, and then you have both.